loves, it's your girl Miss Natural Journey, and today I want to share with you guys 8 things that I have learned so far being a new mommy. Now I'm going to split this list down the middle. 4 of these items will be what I've learned about being a mom and babies and things like that, and then the second half will be things that I've learned about life, because surprisingly being a new mother teaches you a lot about life. Who would have thunk it? So yeah. First half, like I said, is going to be about what I've learned about babies and being a new mother. Now, before I had my baby, who is almost 5 months, she'll be 5 months in 5 days, actually. Wow. She'll be a 5-month-old in 5 days. Before having her, I didn't know much about being a mom. I will be totally honest. I had changed, like I said in the previous video, I mean, the amount of diapers I've changed weren't enough to even really count on 2 hands. I had never really taken care of a pet for a long time or anything like that. So my nurturing skills and confidence wasn't really up to par. But I will say, for those of you who are about to give birth and you're kind of having that same worry, because I was a bit worried when I was pregnant, like, how am I going to take care of this baby? I don't know anything about taking care of babies. I'm not even all that nurturing. I was a bit nervous, and those were the thoughts that were running through my head. But let me tell you this, for the most part, your nurturing skills are going to click. Like, your skills, your instincts are going to click as soon as you see that beautiful baby, and all you're going to want to do is take care of that baby no matter what you have to do. And you're just going to want to squeeze the baby and kiss the baby and hug the baby. So don't worry about it. Your nurturing skills will definitely click in. And so, or kick in. I said click in. They will definitely kick in and you'll be just fine. So first thing that I have learned being a new mother is that time is precious. Basically, if you want to get anything done, obviously you're taking care of a brand new baby, so they're pretty needy. You know, they want to be held, they want to be fed, of course, and they want their diaper changed. So, you know, babies are crying or they're whining or, you know, they need you basically. So what I've learned is during those times when baby is asleep or baby is preoccupied, to make the most of those moments, because you'll look up and the day has passed by and you've gotten nothing done. Now, I'm talking about when baby is 4 and 5 months old. I'm not talking about when the baby first comes home. When the baby first comes home, obviously all attention is on the baby. The dish needs to be cleaned. Somebody else can help you with that. Focus on your baby and focus on healing. But I'm talking about nowadays, like baby sleep right now and I'm recording this video. Yes, time is precious and every moment counts. So yes, that's the first thing that I have learned, is that time is precious. Take advantage of the time that you have when baby is asleep or preoccupied or someone else is helping you with the baby. Number 2, the second thing that I have learned being a new mother is that changing poopy diapers isn't all that bad. Like I said, I had only changed a few diapers before I had my baby. And so I was just like thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have to change poopy diapers and spit up and all this nasty stuff is going to happen. But in reality, like once you get the hang of it, and especially if you're breastfeeding, the poop doesn't even smell that bad. So you kind of get the hang of it, you get your routine, you figure out what you want to do. And just to let you guys know, what I do is when I'm changing baby, I put the other diaper underneath her diaper before I even open it. And if it's a poopy diaper, I get my wipes ready before I even open the diaper. I rip my wipes in half, okay? You don't need a full, and I shared this on my new mommy hack video. Check that out. You don't need a full wipe for each time you wipe. So you tear the wipes in half. Usually I'll take out like 2, so then I duplicate them into 4. And I wipe front to back, boom, 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 use the next one, boom, 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 and I put them kind of inside the dirty diaper as I'm doing it. And then I just roll up the diaper, boom, 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 throw it in the trash, and then the new diaper is right underneath it. So that has been the easiest way to change poopy diapers. So yeah, that's the second thing that I learned, is that poopy diapers are not all that bad. All right. Third thing that I have learned is how essential breastfeeding is. Now, if you chose to breastfeed, if you didn't choose to breastfeed, that's completely up to you. That's your thing. I chose to breastfeed, and I wanted to breastfeed solely if I was able to. Now, here is a story. If you guys haven't seen my other video about my birth story, this is what happened when I first had a baby. Usually you have a baby, and I had her via C-section because she was breech. Usually when you have a C-section, And usually in general, once you have the baby, it takes 2 to 3 days, maybe even 4 days for your milk to come in. And so you know that baby's basically drinking colostrum before your milk comes in. My milk decided to come in the very next day, okay? And the nurses kept saying, you know, when your milk comes in, when your milk comes in, all the while I'm swelling and not even realizing it because I'm laying in bed. So basically I ended up getting super engorged. The lactation consultant had to come in and massage the girls, and that was the most excruciating pain that I've ever felt. It was more painful than the C-section itself, or the pain that I had after the C-section. Obviously, I was numb when I had the C-section, so I didn't feel anything, but it was worse than the recovery from the C-section. So, all that to say, my breastfeeding journey has been very difficult. Even after that, it took me 6 weeks to get over excruciating pain when I fed her. So she latched on just fine. The first day was fine. She stopped latching on because I was so engorged. And then after that, it was just very sore and painful for her to latch on, to the point to where I was just like, when I knew she was hungry, I was just like, oh my God. I had to brace myself because I knew that it was about to be so painful. So when I went back to work at 6 weeks, unfortunately, and I was able to get those breaks and pump while I was at work, that's when I started healing and everything was fine. So at this point, I still solely breastfeed her. I'm about to start transitioning her to eating food, but breastfeeding has taken over my entire life, guys. And that's the third thing that I've learned is breastfeeding is so essential. Like when I'm not with baby, I still have to pump. I still have to get her food ready. I still have to relieve, like this happens naturally. I have no control over these boobs filling up. So I still have to pump. I still have to do things surrounding breastfeeding, and it's just essential. Obviously, it's super healthy for the baby, and it's natural and it's beautiful. And when I go places and I see other women breastfeeding, I'm like, hey girl, like I know the struggle, but I know also the reward of what you're doing there. And also when I'm breastfeeding out in public, I see people kind of give me the nod, you know, other moms. You know, it's almost like a breastfeeding club. And, you know, like I said, no shade to people who decided not to breastfeed or that couldn't breastfeed. But those of us who do, it is like a lifestyle, literally. So that's the third thing that I've learned. The fourth thing that I have learned being a new mommy is how to go out in public with baby. Now, when I first had the baby, I was a little anxious about going out to eat, going out to the store, going anywhere with the baby, because I was just like, oh my gosh, she starts crying, like I'm gonna have to feed her, I'm gonna stop what I'm doing. And I just kind of worked myself up to blow up the picture bigger than it really was. And reality is you take the baby out, you feed them before you leave, you change before you leave, make sure you have everything you need in your baby bag, and you just go. Like you just can't overthink it because you psych yourself out and you end up just saying, forget it, I'm not gonna do whatever it is that I need to do. So really, you just have to tell yourself like this isn't a big deal. If she gets hungry, then I'll feed her. It's no big deal. I have a cover up. I'll go to the car, whatever I need to do. If I decide to, I'll just bust out and feed her right there in the store. It's not a big deal. If she poops, if she pees, I'll take her to the restroom. I'll change her. It's not a big deal. It takes 2 minutes. So basically, I've learned to not psych myself up so much. And for you new mommies or expecting mommies, it's not a big deal when you take baby out in public. It's really, really not. And if the baby starts to cry, like people understand that babies are babies. They're going to cry. If the baby's crying, it needs something, you just give it what it needs. And usually, well, for my baby, she'll stop crying. If the baby continues to cry and you're out at a restaurant, you may want to wrap it up. But, you know, for the most part, you give the baby what they need and they'll be quiet. So that is the fourth thing that I learned, is how to not freak out when I'm taking baby out in public. And the fifth thing that I've learned about being a new mommy and about babies in general is that they are freaking amazing. To watch them learn is amazing. That's my fifth thing. To watch a baby learn is amazing. Because you think about it, really, it's like we're all a form of a baby because we're always constantly learning things day by day. No matter how old you are, you're always learning. But to sit and watch a little human being grow and learn about their hands, to where they're like touching them, they're reaching for stuff, you know, their hand-eye coordination is coming into play. They're learning to touch their hair, or they reach for your face when you're feeding them. It's amazing. Like my baby, she's learned, well, she's always babbling and trying to say something. It's so funny. But she's learned a new sound, which is like a squealy sound. And so she just sounds crazy. But it's so interesting just to watch her grow and learn. She just learned how to roll over. It's amazing. So yes, fifth thing is how amazing it is to watch a baby learn. Sixth thing, which is going to be more so about life. What I have learned being a new mommy about life is how much your heart can be filled with love. Now, I have my husband. I absolutely adore him. I have my family members. I have my friends. But when you have your own baby, or when you adopt a baby to care for another being, it's such an amazing feeling. Like, words can't even describe how full your heart is with love. And so that's one thing I had never experienced before. Like I said, never taken care of an animal or a pet or anything like that. And I love my husband, but to have your baby and hold them and take care of them and feed them, and it's indescribable. It really, really, really is indescribable. And so that's the sixth thing I've learned, is how full of love your heart can be. So much that your heart can't even contain it. The seventh thing that I have learned about life is how important it is to take care of yourself. Now, some people will disagree. They'll say, oh, baby comes first, take care of your baby, forget about yourself, be selfless, all this good stuff. If you are not taking care of yourself as a mother, you're not taking time when you're able to do you and to get back to you, there is no way that you're going to be able to give that baby all that the baby needs from you. If you're not taking care of yourself, you can't be your best for your child. I think it's very important for women to take time to go get their nails done, if they want to, obviously. Some people don't care about that. But, just take time to yourself to go and do things that you enjoy doing. Go out with your friends, as the baby gets a little older. Go out with your friends. Make time to spend with your family, or go out with your husband. Definitely go out with your husband, because you don't want to completely forget about him, okay? You still have a relationship that you're building. And so definitely go out with your husband and spend time with him without the baby when you are able to. And actually, this is going to be my first time. This is my anniversary weekend, this weekend coming up, Labor Day weekend. And my husband and I are going to Austin overnight. So baby will be with grandma. So this is our first time doing something like overnight, just he and I. So it's just important, and it's hard. It's hard to separate from baby. But you have to do it. You have to, for your own sanity, for your own health. Like, take time to do you at least a couple times a week. So yeah, that's the seventh, I think? No, the sixth thing that I've learned is take time to yourself, take care of yourself. Seventh thing that I have learned, and this has been just like an eye-opener for me, because once you have a baby, people expect you, I feel like our society expects you to be like a nun, or like, I don't even know how to explain it, but like, you can't exercise your sexy. Like, you can't feel empowered or feel sexy or beautiful. Like, you're a mom. So be a mom, cover up, put a turtleneck on, and take care of your baby. But you know what? I have never felt more sexy and more beautiful since having my baby. Like, I've never felt this way ever before. Once I've seen what my body can do, son, what my body can do. I mean, I didn't labor her out. I did have to have a C-section because she was breech, like I said. But the fact that my body grew a baby, incubated a baby, a living being, and I feed her naturally through my body, like my breasts, like, you can't tell me anything. I love being a woman, and I celebrate that now. And the other day, a few weeks ago, I got all dolled up for my friend's wedding reception, and my dress was a little sexy, but still very classy. And I felt very awkward, like getting dolled up, getting dressed up. I'm like, I'm a new mommy, like, I need to cover up, I need to just be very, But I said, what the heck? Like, I'm beautiful, my body's beautiful, I just gave birth to a baby, and no matter what your body's looking like, obviously, if you want to exercise, do what you got to do, you wear something that fits you and that looks good on you, and you go out and you slay, honey, because you are a new mom and you are a superwoman. That's what I say. So that's the seventh thing that I learned, is it's okay to still be sexy, or to even increase the sexy. All right, and the last thing, I know this list was a bit long, but the last thing that I have learned being a new mommy and about life is how important motherhood is. I know there's many women that may be watching this video, and many women out there in general that, they want to have a baby and it just hasn't happened for them. And possibly May never happen for them, unfortunately. But that is not the end of it. There are so many children out there that need mothers, that need fathers, and that need loving homes. And so whether you gave birth to your baby naturally, you adopted, it's all the same. You're a mommy or you're a daddy. If you're a man and you're watching this, it's all the same, and it's so needed. I would say definitely don't close yourself off to the idea of adopting. My husband and I want to adopt. After we have our second child, we have discussed adopting. So that's the last thing that I've learned, is how important motherhood is just to life itself. Like, being a mother or being a mother-like figure in someone's life, even as an adult, like, we all need just that nurturing that mothers can offer, or a mother-like figure can offer. So those are the 8 things that I have learned being a brand new mommy. If there's anything that I missed that you feel like you've learned, comment down below. Let me know, because it's probably something that I need to hear. So this is what I've learned so far. She's only 5 months, so I'm sure I'll be ever learning about this journey, being a new mom. But until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this video with someone you know that either just had a baby or is about to give birth. Let them know they can be empowered and that they can do it, and that mommyhood and motherhood is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. So, like I said, until next time, peace.